I'm curious to men what you feel about women who consume marijuana. What does that is that attractive to
instant
you?
disqualification. Instant disqualification.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not like it depends on the frequency, how much. It's not 100% a deal breaker, but if she's like can't function without it, but if it's like an occasional thing, it wouldn't be a deal breaker. But I would have a preference for a girl. Like I don't drink really either. Occasionally I'll have like a glass of wine, but I don't go out to bars. I don't drink more than 1 or 2 drinks max, and it's super rare. I'll maybe drink 2-3 times a year, and when I do, like 1 drink, 2 drinks max. I don't like to drink, so I want that reciprocity in the partner. So when it comes to marijuana, if occasionally she smokes, and if it doesn't interfere with her, but some people like it just totally blast their personality. They're like, you can perceive that they're
numb,
fucked up. And also, actually, I don't think I've actually admitted this. When it comes to the like having a bad experience, I actually had bad experiences. When I was in high school, I smoked a couple times. The first few times were fine, but I don't know if it was the strain or if I smoked too much. But I actually had full-blown like a bad trip on it. Like I had hallucinations on just weed. And
it was probably spice.
I don't know. Who knows?
Either way,
Who knows?
it doesn't really
but
matter.
literally, like the most terrifying thing I've ever had, started actually getting panic attacks after that for a period of time.
Spice.
I had a panic attack. It was like one of the most terrifying things in my life. I actually do think it led me down on a like from that point on, it was like a total like post and pre, like in terms of anxiety. Like it's pretty much I do think. I mean, I have my anxiety pretty decently under. I don't have panic attacks anymore, but I used to, and I don't have that anymore, but I actually do think it's given me pretty much lifelong anxiety.
Yes.
I think
From
that's a
smoking
very
weed.
popular misconception when it comes to marijuana, is that people think that it actually decompresses stress when it actually increases stress. I mean,
Yes.
maybe the medical
It
professionals
depends on the
can chime in on that,
person.
but
It
that's-
really is both.
I was going to
Different
can I
people.
anecdotally back you up on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because literally the exact same as me. I smoked it when I was 17, had a panic attack, fucking hated it. And then I came to California. One of my contractors gave me this chocolate bar, and he goes, "Oh, it's like, what is it, Delta 8 or something like that?" And I don't know anything about weed,
I don't
so
like
I ate this
Delta 8.
chocolate bar on the way to the airport. And you're
Yikes.
supposed to have one square, and I thought you're supposed to eat the whole bar.
Oh, no.
So I ate this fucking massive chocolate bar,
Yikes.
and then you know how TSA yells at you? It's like, take your shoes off. And I've had 3,000 milligrams of this poison, and I'm
Yikes.
cautiously
Poison.
passing the shoe like a bomb, and I'm like, sorry, sir. And he's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't fucking know. And everything's waving. I called my assistant. I said, what the fuck did I eat?
Yeah.
She goes, how much is in it? I said, 3,000. She goes, and I said, is that bad? She goes, no. She goes, no. She goes, get on the plane. I said, no, I need to go to hospital. So I had to grab, those little railings, and I was grabbing myself in business class. And they're looking
Holy
at me
fuck.
like I'm a complete spaz, and they're the only 2 times I've had it.
Yeah, it's
I'm never
interest-
having it again for that
It's
reason.
interesting because I know someone
Sorry,
over
that
here
was
said,
traumatic.
was that mushrooms? No, that can happen from marijuana. That's what I think more people need to talk
Maybe
about.
you should read the instructions before consuming the
Not
whole
all of us went to Harvard like you.
It's called read the instructions, baby. Yours was to take the whole
Well,
thing.
like Brian said, even, I mean, you don't have to be consuming massive amounts. It
Delta
can-
8, no, I don't suggest that. I
Okay,
suggest
okay.
getting your medical license and going to see a medical
It's
doctor
irrelevant.
to see what you should be dosed, and
can't
then
do
going to the doctor and the pharmacy,
Fucks me up.
and then getting the marijuana.
It's irrelevant. It's everybody's body composition can react in a different way, and then
Well,
it can put you into
then
a
you
permanent
just don't do it
psychosis.
again.
Yeah, I mean that's I'm pretty glad that didn't happen. Yeah. No, but I do hear like you
don't know
can
that it didn't.
it can and this is absolutely studied that it can people who wouldn't otherwise end up schizophrenic.
Yes. Yeah.
It'll trigger.
Yes.
And you're pretty much fucked.
Yes, you're going to be on
That
an
is true as well.
antipsychotic with a mood stabilizer for the rest
Yeah.
of your life just to be back to your baseline. That's
So
correct.
like this idea, I actually think, I mean, at least from my own experience, and that, you know what's funny? I've told a lot of people the same thing. I tried it when I was young, had this terrible, terrible experience with it, and I stopped using it. And a lot of people tell me, they're like, a lot of people tell me, I had the same thing. I had a panic attack. It's caused me anxiety, long-lasting anxiety for a
Yes.
lot of people. And so, I mean, my own personal recommendation to anybody watching, Some people it can be fairly benign, but for other people, for me, it caused this kind of moderate to severe thing, and for some people, it can absolutely destroy your life with it can trigger schizophrenia. So I think it's
true. I've known 3 people that have been sectioned, and I've gone into the mental hospital, and they're looking at like the fucking trees, and their eyes are going back and forth.
It became personal to me. My brother-in-law just
For real.
suffered the same thing, and he will forever be on an antipsychotic and a mood stabilizer because of it. Yes.
damn.
Yeah.
That's
See, I know
crazy.
personally for
What a
me,
vibe.
smoking weed has helped me get out of being like accidentally anorexic due to the anxiety and depression. Like it was chronic. And if it weren't for that, I would have just literally blown away in the wind. Like that's the only reason I was able to eat as little as I could back then. It sucked.
I would just caution it, bringing it back to dating, that, you know, that is a chance. You know, you could, if you have a partner that smokes heavily or consumes marijuana heavily, that's just something to think about long term.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely prefer a partner who's sober, you know, so
Yeah.
whether that's drinking or weed or other kinds of drugs.